Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Ms. Mullinax, does your client also go by Lewis? Heather Lewis?
Yes, yes.
Which is it really, Wagner or Lewis?
I don't really know the answer to that because when I email her, I think it's under Lewis, but I think maybe her legal name is Wagner. I'm not positive.
We're here today for an initial permanency hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. So we are live streaming. Ms. Taylor's making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Counsel Jean Graff and Cassie Kopach on behalf of St. Francis, present and ready to proceed.
Aaron Mullinax, attorney for the mother. She is present. We're ready, Your Honor.
Bethany Stevens for Aaron Pendergraph. I have not been able to get in touch with him in the beginning. He said he wanted to participate, but he's cut off contact with me.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of the children.
Okay, and Casa is present with us as well. All right, quick question. Ms. Lewis, I've got you as Ms. Wagner, and you're logged in as Ms. Lewis. What is your true legal name?
It was switched to Lewis when I got my new driver's license.
Okay, what constituted the change in your last name? Was it a divorce or?
I did not have my marriage license with me.
Did you change your name when you got married?
We did.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. What's your maiden name?
Lewis.
All right, then you got married and changed it to Wagner?
2 marriages ago.
Okay, but during a marriage, you changed your name to Wagner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and when you divorced, did you get a name change in your divorce decree?
I did, but I never changed it until recently.
So it is, you believe your legal last name is Lewis?
It's on my driver's license as Lewis, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't know whether we've got Perpletian as AKA or not. So.
I don't think so.
I did not, Your Honor. I was given just Wagner when I received the.
All right. Did you have to show them a copy of your divorce decree when you changed your driver's license?
No, all I had was my birth certificate.
And Judge, I have no objection if we do like a supplemental petition or something to include an AKA.
Okay. All right. What's your social security say?
My last social security card had Wagner.
Okay. That's just something you probably are going to need to get straightened out at some point. Okay. Then who are we looking to for an update? Ms. Kopic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Kopic, if you'll tell me what's new since the court report was filed.
So she is still living in the same place. She told me that got kicked out, but I guess that wasn't correct, or I misunderstood her. So she's still living in the same place. Really, the condition of the home hasn't changed much since they cleaned it a little, but then they got more stuff, and their pets have fleas now too. So the condition of the home still isn't that great. She is working services. She's going to Helen Farabee Center for medication management. She has been attending some counseling with Tina Souter. She did go to Indiana this month, so she hasn't had an appointment unless she's had one since I talked to her last week. She's attending visits with the kids. Her and her boyfriend are also attending parenting classes through the Firehead Father parenting program. At this point, she's unemployed. She did have a job, but when they went to Indiana, she didn't have a job when she got back. And then on the dad had moved to San Antonio. He moved back to Conroe. He's still on probation. He's homeless. He doesn't really have a job. He is working odd jobs so that he can get some money because he wants to transfer his probation to Oklahoma. Kids are still in the same foster home. They're doing really good. That's about it.
What was the trip to Indiana about?
Heather's boyfriend is from Indiana, and there was some family problems or sick relatives, so they went up there.
Mm-hmm.
She did ask about transferring the case to Indiana, and I was like, I don't think it really works like that. She'd have to talk to her attorney, so I think she might be considering moving up there, but I don't know for sure, or if any plans have been made for that.
But her boyfriend lives with her here or lives in Indiana?
He moved here. He's been here a couple of months with her, but he came from Indiana.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Lewis, are you contemplating making that move?
We are trying to get everything situated to move to Indiana if possible.
Okay, I understand that when you move out of state, it becomes very difficult for us to help you get these services worked. So is it something you're talking about that could be months down the road, possibly when this case concludes, or are you talking about something that's, in the next several weeks?
At least 2 months.
Okay, well, I'll let you discuss that with your attorney. Just know that it gets really difficult for us to find service providers and make payment on those, and then you end up having to look for and pay for a lot of your own services. So there's a complication, but you can discuss it with her at greater length. Okay, Ms. Kopic, anything additional?
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay, Ms. Molnax.
Judge, I have some questions for Ms. Kopic.
Sure.
Cassie, what services is Heather supposed to do that she hasn't started already?
She's started all of her services.
And are there any that she's completed totally, or is she in the process of still completing every one of them?
So she did complete her psychosocial evaluation, and then the rest of them she's in process for. I do have something else to say. I forgot. So I did send her for a drug screen. She was negative on the hair, and then the UA was negative dilute, but she did admit to using marijuana. So I did want to send her for an OSAR, which this was on Friday, so I haven't sent her for the OSAR yet.
So is that already part of her service plan, or are you asking for that to be added?
It's on her original service plan, but I just want her to do that. So.
And did she indicate whether that was here or in Indiana, or do you know?
I don't know.
I think there was something in your report that she hadn't signed off on information for you to receive information from the Helen Farabee Centers. Has she done that at this point?
Yes, she did sign that for me.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Molnax, anything to add today on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I don't have anything to add. I just want her to be able to continue to work the services so she can get them done.
All right, Ms. Stevens?
Nothing, Your Honor. Like I said, my client has not responded to me in any way, shape, or form, so I don't know where he is or what he's thinking, but I have nothing to add today.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Sapien?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Kopic, I have some questions for you too. Were you made aware in June of mom being sleepy and having slurred speech during a visit?
Yes, I was told about that.
And did that prompt this drug screen?
It was part of the concern, but just, well, we wanted both her and her boyfriend to screen as well to incorporate him into visits, but he did not go screen. But yes, that was a concern.
Okay, and since that mid-June concern, have you had any similar concerns during visits?
I mean, sometimes she's tired during visits, but I don't know that it's necessarily because of like drug use or anything, but.
Okay, and yes, do you believe that her participation in that OSAR will aid in any of those concerns?
Yes.
Okay, help resolve those concerns.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have for you, Ms. Kopic.
All right, Ms. Sapien, anything or recommendation to make today?
Your Honor, my recommendation is that the children remain where they are. They're doing well, they're happy, they're growing, and that Ms. Lewis continue working her services.
All right, and CASA?
Yes, Judge. We just have some concerns that she hasn't made any progress in the last 6 months. She hasn't shown any stability. She's still living with Lady Cocker. She doesn't have a job, and she hadn't held one for any length of time. I'm unaware of her individual counseling, her mental health assessment and parenting classes. There are some concerns about them wanting to move to Indiana. I think that would be detrimental to the boys. They're in a place that's stable and they're doing really well. And I'm just worried that she's missed some of her visits and that she's been kind of sleepy and kind of out of it when she does have them. So my recommendation, or Costa's recommendation, is for the boys to stay in placement. The department remain as a temporary managing conservator, and Heather continue working her service plan and make appropriate changes. And that's all I have, Judge.
All right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Lewis, any reason why you appear to be really tired in visits?
I'm used to working nights, so my nights and days are mixed up.
When was the last time you worked at night?
Off and on. I mean, I was working some nights at Pizza Hut.
Well, I'm trying to find out how long has it been since you've had a job at night?
Like I said, I was working some night shifts at Pizza Hut.
Okay. When was the last time you reported for work on a night shift?
Ago.
I'm sorry?
2 months ago, off and on, when I was working at my previous job.
Okay. So in 2 months' time, you have not adjusted to sleeping at night?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you actively looking for a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you understand the concerns that have been expressed today?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a job interview tomorrow.
Okay. All right, then for today, then we're going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'm going to continue the children's current placement. I'll make a finding that there would be a continuing danger to return the children home at this time. Sounds like mom is technically in compliance with her service plan because she started everything, but you know, Ms. Liz, I'm just telling you, I mean, it's kind of been a slow start and the clock is ticking and you know, you're gonna run out of time if you don't sort of step up the pace. So you really need to get through these things. I do want you to go do the other OSAR just to make sure, you know, that's a screening, it's an assessment. They may not recommend that you do anything further, but you know, I think since there's been use again, then you need to maybe just go through that assessment again and let's make sure we don't need to be helping you with something else, okay? All right then. I will see everybody back for the next review hearing on October 22nd of 2025. That'll be in a 9 o'clock docket. And again, Ms. Lewis, I just encourage you to talk, you know, thoroughly with your attorney about this possible move and how it could impact your case. So just do discuss that with her.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Did you say October 22nd?
I did, yes.
Thank you.
October 22nd of 2025.
And Judge Baker, I have one bit of housekeeping. Mr. Pendergraph has not been located for purposes of service, and so the department would like to request an order for substitute service on Mr. Pendergraph.
How did we have Ms. Stevens already appointed to represent him? He must have filled
And he-
out paperwork requesting an attorney.
He also appeared at the
He
first
did.
one.
You're right. You're right. I apologize. You're right, counsel. He did appear.
Yeah, I was gonna look back and see, so, okay.
I withdraw that motion then. Thank you.
Ms. Stevens, have you filed an answer on his behalf?
I believe so, but I will double check, Your Honor.
Okay,
But we're in proper form because he appeared either once or
Good.
twice for sure.
He
Yeah.
appeared at the adversary, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and at that time, he and I were fighting to make sure he stayed involved, and then he literally just fell off the face of the earth.
Right.
yeah.
I need to double check the file because I think there was another dad that we were looking at who did not appear. So I will get back to the court and the parties on that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I also show he was present at the episode. Okay,
Thank you.
all right then. Anybody else have any other questions or issues?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then I'll see y'all back in October.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all have a good rest of your day. We are here today for a review hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming. And Ms. Taylor's making our record. All right, you can go ahead and take announcements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Todd Albee on behalf of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Present, ready to proceed, Your Honor. Cassie Kopic with St. Francis Ministries will be the permanency specialist who gives us a review this morning.
Bethany Stevens for the father in Pendergraph. My client was in contact with me at the very beginning of the case, but has since cut off all contact. So I don't expect him today, but I'm present and ready.
All right, and Ms. Molnax is not present on behalf of the mom. So Ms. Lewis,
Yes, ma'am.
I think she was in some CLE maybe this week. But I'll give you a chance to talk about anything that you need to. So when we get there, I'll be sure I'm calling you. Okay. Then I have not seen Miss Sapien either. So I don't know. You have any signature from her, Mr. Alley?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right then. Okay, well, I guess we'll get an update then from Ms. Kopic.
The kids are still doing great in their placement. Heather did have a visit in Midland on Monday. She brought everything she needed for the kids, and that went well. She did let me know that her and her boyfriend and roommate are going to move to Tyler, Texas, because he had a job opportunity. And I asked her about like getting her mental health services set up down there. She doesn't know yet, but once she gets down there, we can get a courtesy worker to help her establish like her services and stuff like that. She did complete the parenting class. She still needs to finish up counseling and mental health stuff. And then I haven't been in the home in quite a while, so I don't know the condition, but I guess with them moving, that wouldn't be a concern.
Okay,
Anymore.
so she and her boyfriend, and did you say then a roommate,
Yes.
a third person?
Yes, her roommate, Jessie Lynn, she has lived with her this entire time, or they live with her. It's her place.
Okay, but they're all going to move to Tyler.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Is there? I mean, I understand boyfriend had an opportunity. Is there some other opportunity for Ms. Lewis there, or family support, or I'm just trying to find out.
I don't believe that she has any family down there. She did say for like a new beginning, but she didn't clarify for anything else. I know she's been having some health issues as well, so she hasn't worked for about a month because she's having health issues that she's trying to get taken care of. And also, I don't know how that will affect her moving down there either. Maybe there's better doctors to get her medical issues resolved.
And the children are placed where?
Midland.
Midland?
Yes, in a foster home.
Okay. Okay, it's a long way away.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else to report?
The dad's in jail. He's in Montgomery County. And I mean, there's nothing else that's new. I mean, the kids are doing great, happy, healthy, having all their needs met.
Are they with family? of any
No,
kind, or
they're
just
in
foster?
foster.
Okay. Um, all right. Okay, Ms. Lewis, um, do you feel like this move's the right thing to do? I mean, you're moving a lot further away from the kiddos.
Um, Here in Childress, I'm not really getting very far with my health due to the doctors here not really having access to the specialists, and they like to drag their feet a lot in this area. So I'm hoping a moving over there will benefit in that department.
Okay. All right. But you understand it's gonna make, in some ways, it's gonna make things more difficult for you.
I understand that.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about any of your services or anything today?
Not today. I've been trying to reach out to my attorney. It's she's very busy.
Yeah, most of them are. But I think she's at a continuing education thing this week. So that's probably why she's not here today. I had her for several hearings today, and we showed that she was at CLE. All right then, Miss Stevens.
No, I have nothing to present, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Casa, anything to report to us today?
Yes, ma'am. We just recently found out about mom wanting to move to Tyler. We have some major concerns with that. Tyler to Midland is 450 miles roughly. It's very difficult for Heather to get to Midland and to Lubbock to see the boys, so we can't imagine what that kind of space would do. The biggest concern I think we have is mom not addressing her mental health needs as long with her physical health needs. Both of the boys are both so young. They're both at a very critical age, and so they require supervision all the time. So her having seizures, she said sometimes up to 2 a day, that is a major concern. The plan before was to move to Indiana, and that didn't happen. So the plan now to move to Tyler, if that happens, we'll address it then. But the current house that she's living in is not safe, is not sanitary, is not appropriate for these boys. We have attempted to go in a couple times. We've done some porch visits. There is a flea infestation. I'm not sure that anything has been changed since the initial removal. It seems like the house has gotten worse. So we do not feel like their current residence is safe for the boys to be in. It lacks anything appropriate for the boys as far as bedding. There's no arrangements for the boys to be there. Heather hasn't really demonstrated an ability to be able to provide for them. She's worked a few jobs here and there that nothing that's really panned out. She is on medical leave right now, but she did state to us that her plan, if she got the boys back, was to live on her roommate's retirement. And that just, I mean, we would love to see her gain her own financial stability. So that she can provide for them. She has not been consistent with her visits virtually or in person. And so our biggest concern is just her addressing those mental and physical health needs so that she can be there for the boys, and the financial stability as well. So like I said, we'll continue to try to go over to the house so that we can see if there's any change made. But as far as the boys go, they are absolutely thriving. We speak with foster mom on a weekly basis. We're actually leaving after court, driving to Midland to see them this afternoon. So we have no concerns there. Foster home is amazing. She provides all their needs. They are safe. They are loved. The boys are absolutely thriving there. So our major concern is just mom getting her mental and physical health, the financial stability, and being able to provide for the boys.
Okay. Well, I think, maybe in Tyler, she'll have access to some different health resources, mental and physical. So if that's one of her reasons for going, maybe then that's a good thing. So Ms. Lewis, I urge you to rapidly explore and try to seek providers in that area. We're running out of time, and we're set for trial January 28th of 2026. And so, a move is always disruptive in the sense of we've got to get new providers involved and we've got to find people in that area. So, if you're committed, this is what you need to do for your own personal health. I understand that. But I think, I just want you to be aware that it's going to make things more difficult as far as seeing the kids and all that. So, yeah, you're just, only you can weigh those, up and downs and decide what you think's the best overall place to be. Okay, then today I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I will continue the boys' current placement. We're pretty far into the case, so I'm gonna find that you're not in complete compliance today with the service plans. We should have had a little more progress, I think, at this point in time. But I am going to find that there would be a continuing danger to return the children home at this time. So just, get settled. Let us start finding service providers and try to get this stuff done. Okay, I'll see everybody back January 28th, and that is on a 9 o'clock docket.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, everybody. For those of you that didn't know, I'm covering for Judge Baker today and tomorrow, for that matter. My understanding is that the father, Mr. Pendergraft, there was a problem with him appearing from incarceration, so that I've been told we're going to just do a start and stop today. So Mr. Graff is with us for the department. Ms. Monzingo is with us for CASA. Ms. Sapien is with us as the attorney ad litem for the children. Ms. Stevens is with us representing Mr. Pendergraft, who, as I said, I show is incarcerated. And Ms. Mullinax is with us representing the mother, Ms. Wagner. I don't see her. I don't think I let her in. Ms. Mullinax, were you expecting her?
Your Honor, she was provided the link. We had mediation and she wasn't able to come because I think she didn't have phone service or something. And so that may be the same issue that she has today. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead then. Now I've got two unknown fathers. I'm not showing that there's anybody appointed to represent the unknown fathers. Mr. Graff, do you know anything about that, or do we need to want them before we come back?
I think we can clarify that before we come back. My understanding is that we pleaded unknown fathers, but I thought we may need to actually adjudicate Mr. Pendergraft. My understanding is he's the father at this point, and I know he's not here today, so we'll deal with him when we come back.
Okay, well, what I was provided by Judge Baker shows he's still the alleged father. So, do we want to deal with that when you come back?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to deal with it then. We do have a paternity registry search as one of our exhibits, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. I think I don't have anybody in the waiting room now, so.
Judge, I'm waiting for Ms. Cano. She didn't have the Zoom link. I just texted or I just emailed it to her. I did have a question, Your Honor. I understood that you wanted brief testimony, before we recess. Her testimony will be a little on the lengthy side. I don't know if you want to hear all that this morning, or you would prefer to just start and stop and
I mean, I'm
proceed.
fine. I don't see any need to duplicate it if you're going to have her testify when we come back. I typically take a little something, but we can stop it at any time.
Okay.
Who would testify to basically a real brief background on the removal? That's to me.
That would be Ms. Cano. That would be Ms.
Okay.
Cano, Judge. Yeah, and
Right.
I wanted her to testify in that, knowing that you're not familiar with the case from the beginning. And I also wanted to avoid having to bring her back if I could avoid that.
Well, now this is all I have today. I've got it. If you want to, it's just up to you. I was told just to start and stop. I don't know if Judge Baker would prefer to hear it all when you come back.
Well, I mean, I can keep it brief and
Okay.
not keep everybody here. I don't see her yet. She's probably going to be logging in under my registered Zoom link.
Okay. Well, let's just wait a minute. Yeah, from talking to Judge Baker, I think she wanted me to keep it as brief as possible.
Okay.
But I'll wait to see Ms. Cano in the waiting room, and then I'll be back, and we'll just get this over with pretty quick.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all. Okay. Looks like Ms. Cano's now joined us. She's under Mr. Graff's name, but that's her. And I didn't see earlier. I think I also have Jamie Hall here for CASA. I didn't see that earlier. I didn't remember letting her in. But anyway, so for the record, she's also with us for CASA. So, all right, that is everybody, Mr. Graff. I don't have anybody in the waiting room. We can, like I said, we'll take very brief testimony and then we'll recess. And I don't know if we have a reset date yet. I don't show it when you're coming back.
I thought it was in the email from Ms. Katie in February.
Yes, Judge, it's going to resume on February 24th at 9.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just clarify, because the email said February 25th?
Yes, I'm sorry. It was the 25th. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Then Ms. Cano is going to be your witness.
That's correct, Your Honor. And just as a preliminary matter, I'll ask the court to take judicial notice of the pleadings. I do have 9 exhibits. Unfortunately, due to the inclement weather, the certified copies were not received and circulated. I will enter those when we come back on the 25th of February.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Cano, if you would unmute and raise your right hand, please. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Cano. Ms. Cano, who are you employed by?
I'm employed with CPS.
Okay, and how long have you been with CPS?
For 5 years, 3 as a FBSS worker.
Okay, and what is your what capacity? What is your title?
A family-based caseworker.
Okay, and what education and training do you have for that position?
A degree, and I did do all the necessary training to become a worker.
Okay, and what is your degree in?
It's just my basics.
Okay. Are you familiar with parents Heather Wagner and John Pendergraft?
Yes.
How so?
I worked with the family from October until removal.
Okay, and that was October.
For about 5 months.
Okay. And
yes.
October of 2024?
That's correct.
Okay. And you signed the affidavit and filed the petition in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you were the assigned FBSS work specialist at that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Approximately when were you assigned?
October 2024.
Okay. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't have anything further to say.
Okay. Were the allegations set forth in the affidavit true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what were the allegations that prompted the department involvement and your subsequent assignment to the case?
Domestic violence and then concerns for mom's mental health.
Okay. And then did you investigate once you were assigned?
Yes, the investigator had already investigated it. And then I was assigned to work with the family.
Okay, as part of voluntary services.
Yes.
Okay. What did the investigation reveal?
That there in fact was domestic violence and mom was struggling with her mental health.
Okay.
And also the condition of the home was really bad where she was staying.
Okay. What was specific about the condition of the home that was a problem?
There was clutter, limited space for Samuel. Samuel could hardly move around in that home. It was just a safety hazard for him because there was cleaning supplies, medicine, alcohol within his reach.
Okay. Any concerns about substance use?
Yes, mom did openly admit to using Delta 8.
Okay. And that was concerning given the mental health issues. Can you give us some specifics about what the mental health concerns were?
Mom did let me know that she was having some depression symptoms. She said that she was unable to get out of bed for 4 days. And that was very concerning because a lot of times when I would go for visits, the baby would just be in his little seat. I forgot what it's called. His little walker. He would be in his walker like he was not being attended to correctly.
And how old was this? Was Samuel?
Yes, and Samuel was 7 months at the time.
Okay. Were there any concerns about his development, or was he on track?
No, he was not on track. He was referred to work with ECI because he did have a lot of developmental delays.
Okay. And then you mentioned domestic violence. What was the specific nature? Like, what was going on there?
Dad to Samuel, he did, if I can recall correctly, he did engage in domestic violence to a pregnant lady, and he was arrested for that and charged for that.
And was the mother the victim in that incident?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where was the mother living at the time of your involvement in the case?
In Childress.
And what was her specific living situation? Was she living with someone? Was she living by herself?
Yes, she was living with a friend.
Okay. And any concerning issues with the friend?
Yes, the friend, she did not want anyone to reorganize her things or touch her things. She had a problem with just with us like redirecting her home condition. So that was a big problem.
Okay. And you said that Mr. Pendergraft had charges at the time of your involvement. Was he incarcerated or was he out?
He was incarcerated.
Okay. And you said Samuel was 7 months old, but mom was pregnant.
Yeah.
Did she give birth to that child during your time in the case?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And did the young ages of these kids heighten the department's concerns?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Did mom have any other children at that time?
Mom did have a 14-year-old who was living in Oklahoma. If I can recall correctly, he was living in Oklahoma.
Okay. And had she had contact with him, or if you know?
Yes, she did have contact with him during the case. He had gotten into some trouble, and she was going to have to attend court in Oklahoma for him.
Okay. Was the living conditions that you indicated in the family home, was there a history of problems with the living condition?
Yes, and it continued to get worse, and there was no major improvement to the home throughout the case.
Okay, and we'll get into the efforts you made to address that in a moment. And were you able to visit the home on like how many times were you able to visit the home?
2 to 3 times a month, sometimes more.
Okay, and you said the condition did not get better?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you offer assistance with cleaning up the home?
I did.
What kind of assistance?
Offered home cleaning and organization assistance. We offered and provided to her cleaning supplies. I actually cleaned with her, helped her clean, and show hand on hand, showed her what to do and how to clean. I gave her education on home safety threats. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it as far as helping assist with cleaning.
You already testified the concerns that the condition of the home had as it related to the young age of the children. Was Ms. Wagner candid with you about her mental health struggles?
Yes.
Okay, and you already testified what she told you about that. Did you offer any assistance to help her address the mental health issues?
Yes, I did refer her to Helen Fairby to complete a mental health evaluation. I offered assistance with transportation to and from Helen Fairby, and also to doctor's appointments.
Okay, and was she responsive? Did she follow through?
She did not follow through.
Okay. Did she have any other medical issues at that time that you were aware of besides the mental health issues?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. Did you make reasonable efforts to avoid removal?
Yes.
What were the reasonable efforts you made?
The home cleaning and organization assistance, the education on the home threats, recommendations for follow-up for medical care. We offered referrals such as getting into a shelter, her mental health evaluations, ECI for the baby, transportation, and temporary place options until she could, get her mental health together and stability. But she did refuse the temporary placement options, and she didn't follow through with everything else.
Okay. Would you say she was accepting, resistant, or partially compliant with the voluntary services that you offered?
Partially. She would say she was going to, but she never followed through.
Okay. And then when was Caden born?
Caden was born right before removal, which is in February, if I can recall correctly.
Okay. Was he healthy and normal, or did he have medical complications?
He did have medical complications.
And what were those?
I know he did have some issues with his heart, and then he was premature, and I can't recall everything else that was wrong with him.
Okay. Was the expectation that he would require monitoring upon his discharge from the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Did the mother's untreated mental health and inability to consistently keep the home in a safe and sanitary condition cause a danger to Samuel and Caden's physical health or safety caused by an act or failure to act by the parents?
Yes.
Was the father able to have contact with the children at the time that you were involved?
No.
Okay. And is that because of the criminal charges? Was there an order preventing that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you explain how the act or failure to act endangered the children's physical health or safety?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, can you explain how the parents' acts or failure to act endangered the children's physical health or safety?
Yes, they were just in constant danger just because of the environment, not willing to address the certain situations or to get better. It just wasn't a safe environment for the kids.
Okay. And was it contrary to their welfare to remain in the home at that time?
Yes,
And was that for the same reason?
yes,
Okay. And did the urgent need for protection of the children require their immediate removal?
yes, sir.
And was there a substantial risk of continuing danger to the children if they had been allowed to return home at the time of the adversary hearing?
Yes,
And was that for the same reasons you previously testified to?
yes, sir.
Okay. And you indicated Mr. Pendergraft was not available and able to parent the children at that time.
That's correct.
Okay. What actions did the department take to locate a placement for the children other than placing them in substitute care?
We did try, we asked Heather for an option of where the kids could be placed. She did give an aunt, but the aunt was not, her health wasn't really well to take care of two children. She couldn't take that on. And there was a family friend in Childress, but she wasn't willing to let her children go stay with her.
Okay. So was it in the children's best interest for the department to be named as a temporary managing conservatorship at that time then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And any reason to believe the children are or may qualify for membership in an Indian tribe?
No, sir, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And did both parents appear at the adversary hearing?
I'm not sure about Dad. I can't remember if he did, but Mom did.
Okay. And was it agreed or contested?
It was contested.
Okay. And the court did, however, find temporary managing conservatorship, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And did the case transfer following the adversary hearing?
Yes.
And was that to Ms. Kopic
Yes, sir.
at St. Francis?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Mullinax, did you have questions for today?
Just briefly, Ms. Cano, you said that there was no reason to believe that there was Indian or Native American heritage. Did you give Mom an acknowledgement to fill out for that?
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. I did provide her with all the paperwork upon removal.
Okay. And are you aware that she checked my children are members of any Indian tribe or eligible for membership in one of the Indian tribes?
No, I'm not aware of that.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Stevens?
No questions today, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sapien?
No questions, Judge.
All right. Mr. Graff, anything else that we need to take up today?
No, Your Honor, not today. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then. Does anybody else have anything that we need to talk about these kiddos today before we come back on, or y'all come back in February? No? CASA have anything they need to talk about today? No? All right, then. Okay, then, as we testified to earlier, I will go ahead and recess this case today to be reconvened at 9 o'clock on February 25th, 2026. It will be by Zoom, I assume, just like today's hearing. So parties can ask their law. Well, we know what time, so we don't even have to worry about that. So, all right, Mr. Graff, I've gone ahead. You talked about adjudicating Mr. Pendergraft, whether today or at the next hearing. What would be the basis of adjudicating him? Was there paternity testing, or did you find AOPs, or?
Well, I'm I don't have an answer to that at this moment. I just wanted to leave the door open. I need to go back and look at that between now and the next hearing. In the event we needed to adjudicate, I just wanted to keep that door open.
Okay. Well, I'll leave Judge Baker a note. I don't want y'all to come back on the February 25th and then realize that we're not ready to proceed because we don't have lawyers for the unknown father. So I've left her a note about that. So that should take care of that. Okay. Right. Well, this is all we had this morning. So we'll be in recess. Amy, are you going to be here tomorrow for the Potter County cases? Okay. Then I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a good rest of your week and have a good weekend.
I think we've got, all right, we've got TDCJ logged in. Let's see if they can unmute for us.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
So the GIST unit is logged on, but they are signed in as Miss Ada Jackson. She wasn't able to change it to the GIST unit. Oh, you know what? She was. I see them now. But yes,
Okay.
I'm just an observer for TDCJ.
Okay. All right. But it appears we've got Mr. Pendergraft then with us. So, okay, Mr. Pendergraft, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's really hard to hear you.
Where's the speaker?
If you,
And Your Honor, may I have a breakout room with him when he gets all logged in and we can hear him?
yeah, I had him there for a minute. So, Mr. Pendergraft, can you unmute?
What is going on? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with your attorney where you can speak privately. You're going to get a prompt on that screen, and you can say join. So give me just a second. You're going to get a prompt to go to room 2.
We're back, Your Honor.
All right, we're just making sure we've got everybody set up and connected. And so I did want to make sure that Ms. Molinax, I want to make sure we have good contact with you and also with your client.
I'm here, Your Honor. I see that she's here. I haven't spoken to her, so.
Yeah. She was logged in and I did not have audio or video on with her, so I haven't been able to verify.
Hello, Your Honor.
Okay. You have video, you need to turn that on, ma'am. Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Molinax is traveling, I think, at the moment, so I've excused her from being on video until she gets somewhere and stationary. We're here today to resume the final in this case, which was initially called on January 28th of 2026. It was recessed. We had several different issues. Number one, I was unavailable. Judge Graham was sitting in for me, and I think we had some unresolved issues maybe regarding Mr. Pendergraft, but nonetheless, a brief amount of testimony was taken on that day before the court recessed. I have reviewed the transcript of the brief hearing that was held on January 28th. So I have familiarized myself with the testimony, what testimony was taken. There wasn't very much for the lawyers. It was like 17 pages, and that includes announcements and everything else. So as you all well know, that's not very much. Okay, Ms. Cano was on the stand, but since we're here on a new day, we'll go ahead and take announcements just to make clear on the record who all is present for the second day of trial.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, counsel. Jean Graff and Cassie Kopic on behalf of St. Francis, present and ready to resume.
Mary Molinax for Sorry, for Heather Lewis, she's present. We're ready, Your Honor.
Bethany Stevens for Mr. Pendergraft. We're both present and ready.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of the children. I'm present, ready.
And Casa is present with us as well. All right, then. I'd like to just have a bench conference with the attorneys just real quickly, and then we'll get started. So let me get that set up. Mr. Graff, you can go back to 1, and then I'll move everybody there. All right. Thank y'all for your patience. And so, okay, Miss Cano will resume on the witness stand. Miss Cano, you are still under oath. You can unmute. Before we actually start with your testimony, though, I want to take up a procedural matter. Okay, we have Mr. Pendergraft in this case as an alleged father. We also have unknown fathers pled in. It is my understanding in the bench conference that Mr. Pendergraft believes that he is the father of the child. Mother has never indicated otherwise and thinks he's the dad. No one has requested any genetic testing in the case, so I'd like to dispose of that issue and dismiss our unknown fathers if in fact that is correct. So, Ms. Stevens, you've indicated that Mr. Pendergraft believes he is and wants to be adjudicated the father.
Yes, Your Honor. We spoke, and he is definitely believes he's the father, and he is hoping to keep his parental rights intact.
All right, and Ms. Mullenax, your client has not indicated anything otherwise. Is that correct?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Okay, then I at this time will, based on that information and the lack of any challenge to paternity in the case, I'm going to go ahead and adjudicate John Pendergraft as the father of and establish the parent-child relationship between him and both children. Correct, Ms. Stevens?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I will kick the issue about the child's surname to Ms. Stevens and her client. We'll probably at some point, we're going to have to take a break here actually for the court reporter in just a couple minutes, Amy, or not?
Sorry, Judge, I forgot to tell you, he's homesick.
Oh, okay. All right. So forget that. So whenever we have kind of our next break, Ms. Stevens, I'll let you discuss that with your client for purposes of a final order if there's going to be, a request to change the surname of the child. So I established the parent-child relationship between them and between him and both children. I will at this time then dismiss both unknown fathers that were pled into the case, and then we can go ahead and proceed with Ms. Cano.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just as a brief preliminary matter, when we had day 1, we were also coming off some inclement weather where everything had been shut down. So we didn't have all of our trial exhibits prepared. We have since filed petitioner's trial exhibits 1 through 14. The last exhibit was number 14, which was the transcript of the adversary hearing. We did receive that file and circulate that this morning. So I would just move to admit those at this time.
Are you moving to admit all exhibits?
I am, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, let me get those in front of me, and then, all right, Ms. Mullenax, any objection to petitioner's exhibits 1 through 14?
Your Honor, petitioner's exhibit 1 is the petition for protection with the affidavit. I would object to the hearsay in the affidavit. Specifically, there are hearsay statements made by Ms. Kiker, Kiker, an ECI specialist named Diana, a UMC social worker named Lily, and a family friend named Cindy. I don't think that any of those people have last names in the affidavit, but I'd object to hearsay in all those. Do you want me to go ahead on the next one?
Yeah, hang on. Okay, that's on exhibit 1. Let's take them at one at a time. Okay, Mr. Groff, any response to that?
No, that's pretty standard. We'll rely also on the testimony. I understand the objection, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, so she's not objecting to the entire exhibit, but only those hearsay
The
portions.
hearsay statements. Yeah, when I was a parent attorney, I used to make that objection, so I understand it.
All right. Anybody else have anything on Ms. Molinax's objection?
I concur with her objection.
All right, so with respect to exhibit 1, it will be admitted excluding any of those hearsay statements. Okay, Ms. Molinax.
Your Honor, I don't have any objections to exhibits 2 through 13. I do have an objection to 14. I don't know if you want me to go ahead with that or if you want to ask everybody else about 2 through 13.
All right, anybody else have any objections to 2 through 13?
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, Ms. Molinax, go right ahead on 14. Well, let me just do this.
On 14.
2 through 13 will be admitted. Okay. Go ahead.
And Your Honor, on 14, that is a transcript of the adversary hearing. I believe under Rule 801, that still qualifies as hearsay because hearsay in Rule 801 means a statement that the declarant does not make while testifying at the current trial or hearing. So I would object to hearsay with regard to that entire transcript unless there's an exception, which I don't know that there would be an exception other than to maybe my client's some of her testimony.
All right, Mr. Groff, any response?
I mean, we have a court certified transcriptionist is transcribing the record for Ms. Molinax's benefit. Basically, that's admitted primarily in the event there's any conflicting testimony from her client. And so any statement that the mother made in that transcript would be a statement of a party opponent. And so since she would not be objecting on that basis, I would ask the court to accept it.
It would be used for rebuttal purposes?
Potentially.
And Your Honor, I was in court this morning, so I don't know if it's the entire transcript for because I haven't seen it, but I don't know if it's the entire transcript or just her testimony, because I think that his argument works for her testimony, but not for the rest of the witnesses.
It appears to be the entire transcript.
And the only additional comment I would make is that was a court hearing on the record. She had an opportunity to cross-examine all witnesses. As I recall, the only witnesses were Ms. Cano and the mother. I could be wrong about that, but I'm relying on my recollection. And so those were all properly before the court at that time.
Well, I'm looking at the reporter's index. It appears Ms. Cano is a witness. Direct was done. Cross was crossed by everybody. Redirect, recross, further direct, further cross, and then Ms. Wagner. And they were the only 2 witnesses at the adversary hearing. So because it is a court certified transcript, I'm going to admit exhibit 14. Both witnesses are here or present. If there is some conflicting testimony, you certainly would have the opportunity to try to develop that and provide explanation for it or just further information. So I'm going to go ahead and admit it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And or for the purposes of rebuttal, if that became an issue. All right, so petitioner's exhibits 1 through 14 are admitted with the caveat on exhibit 1 as to the hearsay statements. All right then, Mr. Groff.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to recall Ms. Cano.
All right, Ms. Cano, like I said, you're still under oath.
Okay. Morning, Ms. Cano.
Good morning.
Now, since we were last in court, did you have a chance to go back and refresh your recollection on some of the matters we discussed at that hearing?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you recall at the first day whether or not you recall me asking whether or not Mr. Pendergraft had appeared at the adversary hearing?
Yes.
And your answer was that you at the day one of this final hearing that you did not remember. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And after refreshing your recollection, would you like to change your answer on that?
Yes, he did appear, but he was late to the hearing and he did not testify.
Okay. And we've dealt with the adjudication of paternity, so I'll move on to at the last hearing. Do you recall Ms. Mullinax asking you about the mother's Indian heritage acknowledgement form?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had a chance to go back and review that document?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was that that's Exhibit 4, is it not?
Yes, it was filed February 19th of 25.
Okay. And on that particular form, did she indicate whether or not she was a member of or eligible for membership in a recognized Native American tribe on that form?
She had circled R on the form.
Okay. And what did you understand, if you had an understanding of what she meant by that?
I understood her answer to be no Native American.
Okay. Did you have an answer or an opportunity to discuss that with her at that time?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And so you asked her that specific question?
Yes, it's our procedure to go over the form at removal. So I did go over the form with her.
And what did she tell you when you went over that with her?
No Native American heritage.
Okay. And did she sign any other documents that also indicated they were neither members or eligible for membership in a tribe?
Yes, she also signed the caregiver resource form. And that was also filed on February 18th of 25.
Okay. And that's Exhibit 3 today. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And okay. And you indicated they were both filed prior to the adversary hearing.
Yes.
Was there, and you appeared at the adversary hearing and testified, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And at that adversary hearing, did Ms. Wagner or her attorney dispute your testimony that there was no reason to know the children were members or eligible for membership in a federally recognized tribe at that time?
No, they did not.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you. Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Mullinax, any questions?
No question.
Okay, and Ms. Stevens, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Sapien?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gruff, further questions from Ms. Cano?
No further questions. She may be excused as far as I'm concerned, Your Honor. Thank you.
Counsel, any objection to her going on about her day?
No objection.
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, Ms. Cano, thank you very much for reappearing today, and you're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Gruff, you can call your next witness.
Cassie Kopic, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Cano. Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Kopic. Who are you employed by?
St. Francis Ministries.
Okay, and what is your role with St. Francis?
I'm a permanency specialist.
And how long have you been a permanency specialist?
Around 4 years.
Okay, and what is your education and training for that position?
I have a bachelor's degree, and I went through training at the department to be a caseworker.
Okay. And are you familiar with the Pendergraft Lewis family?
Yes,
How so?
I've been the caseworker since the removal.
Okay. And at that time, what did you do to familiarize yourself with the case and the family?
I reviewed the documentation and I talked to the parents.
Okay. And have you been the assigned permanency specialist since then?
Yes.
Okay. And have the children remained in conservatorship continuously since their original removal?
Yes.
Okay. And has that been more than 6 months?
Yes.
Okay. And then where was the mother living when you were assigned?
Childress?
Okay. And is she still living in Childress to your knowledge?
No.
Where has she lived since moving from Childress that you're aware of?
She went to Marshall, Texas, and then she moved to Indiana.
Okay. And what were the circumstances behind the move to Marshall and then the move to Indiana as you understand them?
Her boyfriend got offered a job in that area of Marshall, Texas. And then she also said that because she was having some health issues that she thought she could get better doctors there. And then there was an incident that happened with that person that offered the employment where they had to flee to Indiana, and that's where her boyfriend is from. So that's why they went up there, because he has relatives that they're able to stay with.
Are you aware of any other circumstances while they were in Marshall, Texas? Any investigations or any law enforcement involvement?
No.
Okay. And did the mother attend the permanency hearing on October 22nd of 2025?
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, she discussed the move to Marshall, I believe, did she not?
I don't remember exactly what was discussed.
Okay. How much contact have you had with the mother since you've been involved in the case?
About monthly. Since she moved, it's been less frequent.
Okay. As of the first day of this hearing, had you had contact with her after she had moved to Indiana?
From when we recessed this final, or
Yes.
she's had 2 virtual visits.
Okay, but I asked about her contact with you.
No, I didn't talk to her, but I've observed the visits.
Okay. Did you attempt to have contact with her?
I tried calling her, but her phone wasn't working.
Okay. Did St. Francis create a family service plan for both parents?
Yes.
Okay. And was that filed with the court and provided with to the parents?
Yes.
Okay. And what specific services and tasks were required of the parents?
So on Heather's plan, we asked her to do a psychosocial evaluation, individual counseling, mental health treatment through the Helen Farabee Center, parenting class, and then maintain a clean home, because the cleanliness of the home and the mental health were the reasons for removal, and then also employment. And then the dad's service plan, we asked him to do a psychosocial. We asked him to do the batterers intervention prevention program, individual counseling, parenting, and comply with his probation because he was on probation at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then housing, employment.
Okay. How much contact did you have with Mr. Pendergraft?
So when the case first started, he's out of region. So I had about monthly contact with him. And then once he got in jail, the contact wasn't as frequent, but I did send him some letters once I found out he was incarcerated, I sent him letters there and then into the prison.
Okay. And what efforts did you make to help both parents complete their service plans?
So we provided them with the service plan. We did referrals to providers. John had a courtesy worker so that he could do stuff locally that he couldn't do virtually. Transportation for mom.
And to what extent did each parent engage and comply and follow through?
Heather did work some services. She completed the parenting program through Fatherhood Fire, and her boyfriend did as well. And she completed a psychosocial evaluation with Tina Souter. She did attend some counseling, but quit doing that. She did attend the mental health treatment for a little while as well, but I don't know if she's kept up with that or not since she's moved. The condition of the home, I mean, it was still, dirty, cluttered. The last time I was in the home, the animals had fleas, so they had a little bit of an infestation with that. But I mean, since she's moved, the courtesy worker wasn't able to make the contact with them when they were in Marshall. And then since they've been to Indiana, I don't know what the circumstances of her living conditions are. She has had employment throughout the case, but it's not been stable. And then John, he was on probation. He didn't work any of the services that we asked him to do. He had moved and then he went back to Houston, and then he's been incarcerated since approximately August, and now he's in prison.
And his incarceration, is that related to the domestic violence case that was pending at the outset of this case?
Yes.
Okay. Were there any barriers to completion of services by either parent? You mentioned dad's incarceration, but let's start with mom. Were there any barriers for her ability to follow through and complete her services?
I don't feel like there was any barriers. I mean, she had the opportunity to work the services. If she'd needed assistance, we could have helped her. Since she's moved to out of state, then that does create barriers because we don't have contracts with providers in other states or know about the resources.
And she moved down to Marshall last autumn, is that right? Like September or October, somewhere in that ballpark?
Yes, I believe it was in October. While in Texas, she could have completed services because we do have courtesy workers that could have set her up with the stuff that's down there. But she moved.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I believe she moved at the end of December to Indiana.
So between, let's say, October or so when she moved down there and December when she left for Indiana, what was her level of compliance at that point in time?
Well, we were doing virtual visits at that time. Her last visit, her in-person last visit, was in Midland in October. And then we had virtual visits set up. And I mean, she attended one in November and then a couple in January, and then she attended one yesterday.
But what about complying with services when she relocated to Marshall? During the time she was in Marshall, was she complying with services then?
She had gained employment, but that was about all that I knew about.
Okay, so she wasn't participating in any other services that you would have referred her to?
No.
Okay. And did you say she did have a courtesy worker arranged while she was down there in Marshall?
She did.
Okay. So moving to visitation, well, actually, before I do, Mr. Pendergraft, once he was incarcerated, were there any services available to him during his incarceration?
Not really.
Okay. As far as visitation, were they allowed supervised or unsupervised visitation?
All visitation was supervised because of the dad was never offered any visitation because of the domestic violence.
Right, so he was prevented with a restraining order in his criminal case. Is that right?
That was my understanding.
And how often were mother's visits scheduled?
So we had them scheduled virtual. We would do 30 minutes 2 times a week, and then every other week would be an in-person, one in Lubbock, one in Midland.
And did she attend regularly?
She did at first. She attended pretty regularly, and then towards her moving, that was when the visits kind of didn't happen as frequently.
Okay. But it sounds like since she's landed in Indiana, she has had at least one virtual visit.
She's had, I think, 3.
Okay. Did she, when she would miss a visit, did she typically cancel or no show?
Typically no show. All of the in-person visits that she missed were, they were canceled though, with whatever reason, transportation or something like that. There was one that was a no-show, but that was the one I tried to pick her up for, and she wasn't, I don't know, she didn't answer the door. So, and she called me like a couple hours later, but it was already, too late.
Okay. Has she maintained any significant contact other than the visits with the children or with you as the permanency worker?
Can you ask that a different way?
Yeah, actually, I'll strike that because I think you more or less answered that question. Did you facilitate or offer assistance for out-of-state contact with the children other than the virtual visits?
No.
Okay, but the virtual visits were scheduled on a regular schedule?
Yes.
Okay, and has she provided any kind of financial support or other assistance to the kiddos?
So in some of the in-person visits, she did bring like food and stuff for the kids, but not really any like financial assistance.
Okay. Has either parent demonstrated an ability to maintain stable, appropriate housing since the children were removed?
No.
Okay. Have either parent maintained stable employment?
No.
Okay. But it sounds like the mother has had some kind of employment during the time you've been involved with the case.
Yes, she's been able to get jobs, but she hasn't kept the job for a long period of time.
Okay. And are these sustainable jobs in the sense that they would enable her to financially support the children?
I would think so, yes.
Okay. She just hasn't maintained them long enough to stay in one place, it sounds like. What concerns remain do you have about the parent's ability to provide a safe, stable, and emotional environment for the children?
I think one of the concerns would be, living conditions of the mom. I mean, she's out of state, so it's not like we can check her living conditions where she's at. The ability to financially support the children. Also, the bond that you get when you see your children regularly. I know that she's participated in virtual visitations, but it's not the same as having an in-person visit. And I know with her being out of state, that does make it difficult. And then with the dad, I mean, he's been in jail most of this time, and he doesn't have that bond with the children either. And he's also, his projected release date is March of 2027. So he's going to be in jail for another year, potentially.
And what are the ages of the children again?
2, 1.
Okay, so virtual visits. How well does a virtual visit with a young child make it so that the parent can meaningfully develop those kinds of emotional bonds and attachments?
Objection, speculation.
As I'll sustain as the question was asked. If you want to rephrase, that's fine.
I'll strike the question. Did the mother's decision to leave the state and cease regular contact create or contribute to bond building with her children?
Yes.
Okay. Did it create or contribute to any risks or instability for the children?
Speculation.
She's the
Well,
caseworker. I don't know how that's speculation.
Yeah, I mean, if she knows of something, she can answer the question. I'll overrule.
Can you ask it again?
Yeah. Did the mother's decision to leave the state and have some missed visitation, did that create or contribute to any risks or instability for the children?
Well, it would contribute to them not being able to see their mother and, continue with that bond that they should have.
Okay. And you mentioned concerns about the condition of the home. Was that an ongoing problem in the case during your involvement?
Yes.
Okay. And to your understanding, was that one of the reasons for their removal in the first place?
Yes.
Okay. Has the absence and visitation interruptions prolonged any uncertainty or emotional harm for the children?
Can you ask that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you previously testified that the moves and then the missed visitation that caused harm to the ability to maintain a bond with the children. Correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I actually think that's the question I objected to, and you sustained it.
No, I thought that was the question that you said if she knows, and allowed her to answer that question.
I agree.
So Cassie, so you testified that jeopardized the bond. Does that interference and jeopardy towards the bond between mother and children, does that prolong uncertainty or cause emotional harm to the children?
And Your Honor, I would object to speculation with regard to emotional harm.
Right, I'll sustain as to the question as far as emotional harm.
Okay. Does it prolong uncertainty for these children?
I think it could, but due to their ages, I mean, they're in a stable environment right now and they're having all of their needs met. So I don't know that it would specifically affect them because, I mean, they don't know because they're little.
Okay. And let's talk about their current placement. Are they in a foster home, kinship placement? What type of home are they in right now?
They're in a foster home.
Okay. And are they placed together?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have they been in that specific placement, that specific foster home?
So Samuel's been there since the removal on 2/12, and then Caden's been there since 2/26 because he was in the hospital when we first removed. But
okay. So after he was born and released from the hospital, he joined his brother in that placement?
yes,
Okay. And how are they doing in that placement?
they're doing great.
Okay. Would you say that their emotional needs are being met?
Yes.
Their physical needs?
Yes.
Do they have any special medical needs at this time?
Sammy does receive occupational therapy, and then he's getting some feeding therapy as well. But Caden doesn't have any.
And there's are the foster parents making sure that Sammy is being followed through with in terms of those special services that he's receiving?
Yes.
Okay. Is this current placement adoptive or pre-adoptive?
Yes, they're willing to keep the boys long term.
Okay. And so what are the plans for permanency if parental rights are terminated?
the current foster family will adopt the children.
Okay. Obviously, they're too young to have an opinion as to a placement. You said they're young, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. Has the parents' conduct created any emotional or physical danger to the children now or in the future?
I mean, it has in the past.
Okay. What would be the danger if the children were to be reunified with either parent at this time?
Well, John is incarcerated for assault of a pregnant person. So, I mean, with a charge like that, we don't know in the future what he would be capable of, if anything. And then Heather, I mean, she lives in Indiana, and we don't really know the circumstances of or the condition of the home. You know, the last she said she was living with her boyfriend's dad. But I mean, a change for the children to go with, you know, people that while they are the parents, they're strangers because that they haven't had that contact.
Right. Have the parents mitigated any of the concerns identified at the outset that led to temporary managing conservatorship?
Well, when the case first started, Heather did, you know, engage in services and try to make changes, but I mean, the home was still not acceptable. And then now with her not living in the area, I mean, I don't really know what her living conditions are, but and then John's, you know, his circumstances are worse than the removal because he's actually incarcerated.
And had he been able to complete the batterer's intervention program?
He has not been able to complete that.
Okay. Has the father's inability and the mother's instability and failure to complete services created a risk of substantial harm to the children were they to be returned to either parent at this time?
Yes.
Okay. How stable is the mother? We'll talk about the mother since the father is not able to have the children. How stable is the mother's current situation compared to the children's current placement?
Well, I mean, she doesn't have her own place. She's living with other people. So when you have to rely on other people to stay with them, I mean, at any point they could kick her out. And I'm not sure that she's employed either, so there'd be a financial hardship there.
So would you say the mother's living situation has changed substantially since the time of the adversary hearing versus today?
Well, I mean, so at the time of the adversary, she was also living with her friend. And now she's living with her boyfriend's dad. So I mean, not I mean, other than the location of the place, I mean, the circumstances aren't much different because she doesn't have her own apartment or house or.
Okay. Has the mother, have you spoken with the mother about plans she has to provide a stable and permanent home for the children?
Well, I talked to her in January, and she had reached out to me because she was wanting to see if she could relinquish her rights to a woman named Misty who adopted her other child, Jasmine. And we had a conversation after that, and she said she just wasn't really in a position to where she could take care of the children at this time. I did reach out to Misty, and I talked to her about that. But after talking with her, she has 5 other children in the home, and I guess some of those children are special needs. So since the kids are with people that want to adopt them. She wasn't, she didn't really want to break that up.
Okay. So in your professional opinion, based on your involvement, your observations, your contacts with the parent, and your knowledge of the children's needs, is termination of the parent's rights in their best interest at this time?
Yes.
And why is that?
So the children can have stability so that we don't, or they don't have to wait around for parents to be able to provide them that stability and that environment that they deserve. I mean, we don't know how long it would take. I mean, they're little right now. They shouldn't have to linger in foster care, for a long period of time.
Are they bonded with the foster parents?
They are.
Okay. And if parental rights were not terminated, would that continued uncertainty or lack of permanency harm them?
I think that it could.
Speculation.
I'll sustain.
Okay. Does continuation of the parent-child relationship diminish their prospects for permanency?
Well, I mean, it possibly could, and because I mean, people move, people have to leave the state. If that would become a situation, like they might not be able to stay where they're at, like if the foster parents had to move to another state or something like that, I think that could, jeopardize their stability, because then they would have to go to new caregivers or something like that. But as if rights are terminated and they're able to adopt, they'll be able to stay with the family that they've come accustomed to.
Okay. And so is it your testimony today that it is in the children's best interest to have the parents' rights terminated so they can be adopted by the current foster parents?
Yes.
Thank you. Pass the witness.
Right, Ms. Molinex?
Cassie, you said that Heather has not contributed financially to the children. Has she ever been ordered to pay child support in this case?
No.
And you said that she would bring stuff, food and things like that whenever she had the visits, correct?
Not every time, but sometimes.
And when she had the visits that you supervised or you oversaw, what was their connection? How did they interact with each other?
The visits went well. There was no issues or concerns. They got along with her well. They didn't cry or anything like that. It was a good visit.
And you said that the last virtual visit was, did you say it was recently?
Yes.
And she had, I think, 2 in January. Is that right?
Yes.
So she's continued to have the visits, even if you haven't been able to have conversations with her, right?
She's attended some visits.
And whenever she was in Marshall, do you know who the courtesy worker was supposed to be?
I can't remember the name.
But it was a local one down there in Marshall, Texas, correct?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Stevens?
Thank you, Your Honor. Cassie, did my client ever get an observable visit with the kids?
No.
Okay, so you have not seen him interact?
No.
So you don't know what the bond was like before this case with him and the child, right?
No.
Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Sapien?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Kopic, one of the issues in regards to removal was mom's mental health, correct?
Correct.
And you stated that she participated in mental health services at the beginning of the case?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know when the last time she received any sort of mental health services was?
I don't know.
Do you know if
at any of the services she did receive, if she was ordered to take, or not ordered, but prescribed any sort of medication?
She was on medication at the beginning of this case.
Okay. Do you know if she's been compliant with that?
I don't know.
And when's the last time you saw mother in person?
It was in October at that visit.
Okay, of 2025?
Yes.
And you have not been able to view the home in Indiana, correct?
Correct.
Have you been sent any photographs of the home?
No.
When you observed the virtual visit, do you know if she was in the home?
I don't know where she was at during the visits, but she was in a home.
Okay. But she didn't show you around wherever she was?
No, but I did not ask her to either.
Okay. And when's the last time that you've seen the boys in person?
I believe it was in December.
Okay. And did they appear to be healthy?
Yes.
No markings?
No, they were great.
Okay. And your testimony is that they're well bonded to placement?
They are.
Thank you, Ms. Kopic. I'll pass the witness.
Right, Mr. Groff, back to you. Any further questions?
No further questions, Your Honor, and no further witnesses at this time.
Does anybody else have any further questions for Ms. Kopic?
No.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Groff, you said no further witnesses?
No, Your Honor. State rests at this time, save for any potential rebuttal witnesses, but.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Mullinax.
Could I have a quick breakout room with my client, Your Honor?
Sure. And then let me just, before I send you all in there, because Mr. Pendergraft's is brought in from the unit and everything, I'd kind of like to press forward because I don't know how long they'll let us hang on to him. Is everybody okay if we work into the lunch hour?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
That's fine.
Okay. All right.
Your Honor, I'm supposed to have an appointment at 12:45, but if I need to call and reschedule, I'll have to take a break.
We'll I guess we'll see where we're at. So I'll let you talk with your client, and then when we get, we'll just see where we're going to be.
May I have a breakout with mine as well?
Sure. Sure. Okay. So let's see. Ms. Mullinax, you could go back to 1 and I'll move him in there with you.
That would be her, my client's Heather.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. You can go to 1 and then let me put Ms. Lewis in there.
Judge, if it's okay with you, can I start heading to my appointment? I'll still be on, just not on video.
That's
that way, in
fine.
case we're done.
Yeah, they're going to have to get your client back on by telephone. So they're going to take him off the Zoom video and then call back in.
He's my client, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Ms. Stevens' client. They're gonna have him log off here, and I think just anytime now and then he's going to call back in.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know. Let me just ask Ms. Mullinax, are you going to call your client?
No, Your Honor, I rest.
All right. Then, Ms. Stevens, do you anticipate you're going to call your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Got any kind of time estimate we could give Ms. Mullinax for that?
It should be very brief. I can't control cross-examination, but
Yep.
my part, maybe 5 minutes, maybe, probably less.
Ms. Mullinax, yeah.
And Judge, if I can get there, I've still got 30 minutes. So if I can get there and we're ready, then I can just be there already.
Yeah, that's fine. You go ahead and turn your video off and head that way. But I'm just trying to figure out whether or not you need to move that or not. So we'll stay with it for a little bit longer and see. Okay, Mr. Pendergraft, you can If you all want to, from TDCJ, go ahead and log off the Zoom and then get him back in by phone. We'll wait to resume until we make sure we have you back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hopefully we've got him coming in. Okay, Mr. Pendergraph, we'll have to get you unmuted. Again, you're faint, so you're going to have to speak up, but we'll make sure that the court reporter can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Stevens?
Thank you, Your Honor. Very briefly. Mr. Pendergraph, what services have you been attempting to complete?
Wait, he hasn't been sworn.
Oh, thank you. All right, Mr. Pendergraph, I know I can't see you now, but will you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Amy.
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
No, sorry.
All right, so Mr. Pendergraph, have you been trying to work services while you've been in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
And which services have you worked while you're in custody?
I have enrolled in anger management classes. I have done a parenting class, and I have enrolled in another parenting class.
What about?
You're really going to have to keep your voice up. It's very, very hard to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've completed a parenting class, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Enrolled in a second one.
Yes, ma'am.
Signed up for anger management.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the BIP, the batter's intervention? Have you signed up for that?
I have signed up for that too.
Have you started that one?
Not yet.
Okay. But you've signed up and asked for those while you're in TDC, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before you got into custody, how was your relationship with your kids?
I absolutely love my kids.
Right, but what kind of relationship did you have? I know one was only 6 or 9 months old. Did you play appropriately with that child?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see the children on a regular basis?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Did you help with feedings and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to let your parental rights remain intact?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that so that when you get out, you could hopefully complete some services and work towards visitation?
That is correct.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Pendergraph, did you ever have any contact with the youngest child, with Caden?
No, ma'am. He was born before I got out of jail.
Okay, so I just want to clarify. The testimony you gave and the answers you provided to Ms. Stevens that was really as to Samuel, correct?
Samuel, yes.
Okay, have you ever been around Caden at all?
I have not.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear about that. Right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Groff, you have any questions for him?
Just briefly, Judge. Mr. Pendergraft, what was the crime for which you're currently serving time?
Assault on a pregnant person, sir.
Okay. And that was the mother, was it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and she was pregnant with Caden when that incident occurred?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Samuel?
That night, sir.
I see. And he was about 9 months old. Did I understand that correctly?
6 to 9 months old.
Okay. And Judge asked you about Caden. You currently have a no contact order preventing you from contact with both children. Is that correct?
That was during my probation.
Okay, so you're not prevented from contact now?
I am not prevented from contact now.
Okay. And when is your release date?
My estimated release date is March 8th of year.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
March 8th of next year.
Of 27?
Yes, sir.
And did I understand you to say you're signed up for the Batters Intervention Program, but you've not yet started that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. No further questions. Pass the witness.
Ms. Molinax, do you have any questions?
No question.
Okay, and Ms. Sapien.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Pendergraph, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to be clear. It's your testimony that Samuel was present during the assault on Miss Lewis?
Yes, ma'am. I was holding him.
You were holding him?
I was holding him, yes.
Okay. And then were you originally placed on probation for that offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you violated your probation in some manner?
Something like that.
Okay. How did you violate your probation?
I had gotten arrested for a crime I didn't commit, and I do have the papers documenting that that they did drop the charges because I was innocent of those crimes.
Okay. And to be clear, Mr. Pendergraph, your probation has been revoked, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And now you are sentenced to TDCJ, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have never had any contact with Caden?
No, ma'am. I would love to, though.
No further questions, Your Honor. I'll pass.
All right, Ms. Stevens, anything further?
No, Your Honor. We rest.
Does anybody have any further questions for Mr. Pendergraph?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, then, let's see. Ms. Sapien, do you have any witnesses or evidence to put on today?
I do not have any witnesses, Your Honor. I'll rest.
All right, counsel, I think everybody's rested. Does everybody close?
Yes, Your Honor.
Close. Close.
Close.
All right. Ms. Sapien, do you have a recommendation to make to the court?
I do, Your Honor. My recommendation is that the parental rights of both parents be terminated and that the department be named the managing conservator of the children. The issues that led to the removal in this case have not been resolved. I haven't seen any evidence that says that they have. I do not believe that Ms. Lewis or Mr. Pendergraph have complied with their service plan, and I do believe it's in the best interest of the children that those rights be terminated.
All right, and CASA.
Yes, Judge. CASA recommends termination of parental rights and to continue with adoption.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, counsel, it's going to take me a little while. So what I want to do, since Ms. Molinax has got somewhere else to be, I'm going to go ahead and work on my ruling in the case. I will notify you or have Ms. Katie notify you of my ruling by email, and then that will subsequently be docketed into the case. And I will do that hopefully later today. I'll get that done and we can get that handled and get notice to everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and release everybody at this time. And I appreciate everybody appearing today. And I will be in contact with y'all as soon as we've got that ruling ready to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Okay, he's
You're welcome.
present. Yeah. All right. All right then, and also, Ms. Novak, I'm still show you in the waiting room attempting to join. Did you forward the link to anybody else that might be trying to log in under your name?
I think I might have done it twice. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, no, it's no problem. I'm just trying to figure out who's where. And then Ms. Olivas is just logged in. Let me let her in. We are here today for our final in this matter. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming. Ms. Taylor is making our record today. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements. And it is my understanding that the parties mediated and reached a full agreement in the matter.
That's my understanding as well, Your Honor. Jean Graff, Yolanda Novak on behalf of St. Francis, present and ready to proceed. And yes, we did participate in mediation at the end of May and came to an agreement. I'll defer to counsel.
Brooks Barfield for Mr. Valles, present and ready, and we are ready for the court we recommend the court to approve the MSA.
Kristen McDaniel on behalf of the children. We are present and ready, Your Honor.
Monica Olivas with CASA, present and ready.
All right then. I reviewed the MSA and of course court report for today. So Mr. Graff, do you want to just recite the basics of the agreement, or do you all wish just to have me adopt that? And
I think the agreement that we drafted and circulated yesterday for a final order is based entirely on the MSA. So I think we're fine if the court wants to adopt that.
Has everybody?
I'd move the court to just adopt the MSA, Your Honor. I'm comfortable with that.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Has everybody seen the order as it's been drafted?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Has everybody signed that?
I don't know that we have all the signatures yet, but it did get circulated yesterday. I don't see Ms. Riley this morning.
No, I don't have her in the waiting room. But she signed on the MSA.
She did. That was done at the day of the mediation in Mr. Jackson's office. And I will say that the parents and their attorneys really did the bulk of the heavy lifting in hammering out the agreement that day. So I think everybody's satisfied with the terms. Paternal grandmother would be the permanent managing conservatorship. There's kind of a step plan with drug testing as far as possessory and visitation, with the goal of being able to move to kind of a standard possessory agreement as far as visitation is concerned. And again, the parents really hammered out that agreement on their own, and we were just there to ratify it.
Okay, then I will adopt the mediated settlement agreement as it's been presented, since it has disposed of all issues in the case. I'll sign the order when that is presented to me after it's been signed by attorneys. And at that time, I will dismiss the Department of Family and Protective Services, all attorneys, and CASA from the case. So thank you to all of you for your hard work back in May. And parents, I appreciate your all's cooperation and wish everybody the best moving forward. And just keep in mind every day that what you do is you need to do in the best interest of the children. Okay, thank you all very much.
And
Thank you,
Judge, if I may, I didn't add the attorney signatures on the order. I sent out an email yesterday asking if they objected or not, since they all signed the mediated settlement agreement. I can add a signature page if you need me to, or just submit it as is. It's
No,
completely up to you.
I'm fine. I mean, you know, if nobody has any objection to the form of the order, then I'll be fine with that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge.
Thank you,
This is
Judge.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
be in recess then until looks like 1 o'clock.